Hey guys, welcome back to Sparkman Homestead. My name is Krista. I am just getting ready to go and head out to my local Amish. I need to go and pick up my milk for the week. I go every single week and pick up a gallon of milk from a local Amish family. And starting last weekend, all of the Amish produce, fruit stands, and like fruit markets all opened up. So I am going to head over there when I go and pick my milk up and go and check out some stuff. I had purchased some flowers a couple weeks ago from the Amish, and because we were having such a cold snap, I didn't get them in the ground until they were almost dead. And I just checked the other day and they're pretty much done. So I am gonna go quickly to the greenhouses when I'm out there. Well, quickly is a very loose statement. It'll probably take a while. But I am gonna go to the greenhouses out there, see if I can find any discount flowers. I'm hoping that maybe they have some that are, you know, not in their prime, and I'll be able to hopefully, fingers crossed, save them. I'm also looking for some cabbage and seeing what they have available there. I live in South Kentucky. I am right on the Kentucky-Tennessee border, and I'm very close to Nashville. I'm about 45 minutes north of Nashville. So we have about maybe 30-minute drive east to us. We have a really big Amish community, and they all have like greenhouses, hoop houses, high tunnels, whatever you want to call them. So they have started their tomatoes a while ago, and so they now all have tomatoes available. So I'm gonna go and check out and see what they have available right now, and potentially we may come home with some goodies. If I can possibly film out there for you guys, I will, because it is so amazing out there, especially once everything gets started. The other thing that I want to do today is I want to go out to one of the farms close to us, a strawberry farm. They have strawberry flats available, and they are $40, which is one of the cheaper prices that I have found in my area. So I'm gonna go, if they have available, and pick up some strawberries also today. So today is a whole bunch of running around that I want to get done. And then when we get home, I have one thing that I want to can up with you guys. I'm so excited. I finally found a canning recipe for this. I have been wanting to can this for a really, really long time. So I found a recipe. It is canning safe. So we are going to get that project done when we get home. So let's head out to the Amish now. Okay, so we are at the greenhouse right now. I am actually going to switch over to my cell phone because it's easier for me to get footage in there without bringing my big clunky camera in. We went already to the very first Amish. Unfortunately, I didn't get my camera on because I actually started talking with the owner. It's where I get my milk from. Just kind of telling him about my garden and stuff. He was asking me updates on my garden. Anyways, so I didn't get any footage in there, but I will turn my phone on in here, and then I will show you guys what the greenhouses look like because they are amazing. I'm also probably going to pick up tomatoes here. I'm not sure, but let's head inside this one. Right, so this is the first one, and this is the tomato one. I don't need any tomatoes, but I like coming and seeing if they have any other varieties. A lot of them are really little still. I actually would not mind finding a yellow cherry tomato. I got this kind last year from here, and it was really, really good. So I'm going to see if I can find it this year. I have this one, but this is a full ounce. That one gets to 10 ounces. And I don't know if you can see, but they're super little plants still. I think this is the one I'm looking for. 62 days it matures in too, so that's pretty good. But they're super small starts. I mean, I guess it's fine. It's just the beginning of the season. So this is the pepper one. And I really don't need any peppers, but sadly, a lot of my peppers actually got destroyed in that last thunderstorm we had. The hail got them pretty damaged, but I think they'll come back. But I just like looking at the plants. My favorite one. So this one is the herb one. And last time I was here, they actually had some succulents. So I'm gonna see if they have any more. I planted this year. Theirs look better than mine. That's the price. These are really, really pretty. This is the price for all B flats. So they do have some succulents. Look at this fun one. Oh my gosh, this is so fun looking. I was thinking about getting one of these for my back deck, just a citronella plant. God, I love this cauliflower. I love these. So because my corn died, I'm going to see if I can find any seeds here. Corn. These are very popular here. A lot of the purple hulls. They do very, very well here. Super cream. I'm gonna try this one. So there is a lot of people out here now. It's just beautiful out here. So I got some footage on my cell phone in there. I want to apologize. Whenever I put my cell phone footage in, it cuts half of it off. So I do apologize about that, but it is best for me to get footage in there just on my cell phone. So I didn't buy anything. So proud of myself that I went in a greenhouse and came out with nothing. Super happy. So I'm gonna go across the street. There is another Amish market across the street. Is a food market. So I am going to probably pick up a broccoli or a cauliflower and then some of those yellow cherry tomatoes that I absolutely love, because I did not pick up a plant in there. I realized that I am growing champagne cherry tomatoes from MI Gardener, so I actually don't need to buy any of those sun golds. So I'm gonna go pick up a pack, and again, I will try to get some cell phone footage in there for you guys. Okay, we're here. It was a very, very short drive. It's literally just across the street. So this one usually has stuff in bulk, but again, I'm just kind of looking for just one cauliflower, one cabbage, or actually not cabbage, I got cabbage already. One cauliflower, maybe broccoli, some little cherry tomatoes, and then whatever else goodies we might find. I love this time of year. I love that man in there. He's so nice. He's like, I remember you from last year. So awesome. I love coming out here. They are just so friendly. So I grabbed a flyer in there, like a piece of paper, and it actually has all of the markets and Amish stores that are in this area. When I get home, I will put that on the video. And if you are local to Southern Kentucky, or even in Kentucky and you're wanting to make a road trip down south, or if you're in Tennessee, anywhere, and you're looking to come visit our local Amish, you can just take a screenshot of that, or you can try to save the image. I'm not sure how, but I will post that in the video when I get home. So it is hot. I need to get my air conditioning on, and we will head home. I was going to go and pick up strawberries from that farm, but I have to go to the bank first, and I don't feel like doing that. I just kind of want to get home and get our canning started. So I think I'm going to pass on doing that today. I did buy 2 quarts of strawberries, so at least we'll have some fresh eating ones for now until I want to go to the bank. All right, let's head home. Before we go and put the milk in, I want to give you guys an update on my back garden. We got all of the corn planted, we got the tomatoes planted, we got the peppers planted, everything was planted. And then we got hit with some big storms. As I was telling you at the greenhouse, my pepper plants kind of took a hit. They didn't get destroyed. I was over exaggerating when I said they got destroyed. Some of their leaves got really damaged, and some of the leaves actually got completely ripped off. Sorry, I'm just trying to be very careful walking back here because it is still very, very wet. But everything is in the ground, so I'm super happy about that. That was a couple of days of some really hard work. When I have to get everything planted, it is just kind of like go time. You just kind of gotta just get it done, and then once it's done, then you can kind of sit and relax and wait for everything to grow, and then panic when storms come in, which was what I was doing the last 2 nights. But I will show you guys what it looks like back here. These are our tomato trellises, and then it goes all the way back there, and our peppers are way back there. We'll go back there. But my tomatoes are looking really, really, really sad. Some of them are doing better than others. Like this one right here, that's a pineapple variety, and it's doing really, really well. But this one, like this is the giant crimson, and look at it's just curled up and not happy. A lot of them look like that. And I don't think it's anything to do with my soil. I am really honestly not going to panic at all yet. I honestly think it's because we got torrential downpours, and we got them 2 days in a row. So I think these guys just are extremely, extremely waterlogged. Leaf curl is definitely a sign of bad soil, but I'm not going to jump to conclusions and assume that right now. I'm just going to say that it's probably the amount of water. Like these guys were sitting in puddles and puddles of water, which is not good for tomatoes. Tomatoes do not like their feet wet. So in other words, they don't like their roots saturated in water. They like water, but they don't like to live in it. So we'll just hopefully get a couple of days with no rain. We are supposed to get some more rain come back tomorrow, but we've had a break for a couple of days, so I'm hoping that it can dry out a little bit more today before we get any more rain. But I did go ahead and plant some peppers right here, just so that I can have some just kind of closer to here and not taking the brunt of the wind down there. And then this is all of our squash and our pumpkins and our watermelons. Some of them are looking really, really sad. And again, that is all because this has just been sitting in water. And these guys, again, do not like to be saturated in water. And this is my corn patch back here. I don't know if it's gonna survive. As of yesterday, this was ankle deep in water. So I'm hoping that we'll get a harvest. If not, I am preparing myself that I'm probably gonna have to go and buy some more corn seed, which I'm fine. We have a really, really long growing season here. So I am perfectly okay with having to, well, not perfectly okay with it. It's a lot of work, but I am okay if I have to replant it because I have time. And a lot of the corn varieties that I like the peaches and cream, the sweet corn, those are usually only an 80 to 95 day growing period. So we'll still have time to get some in the ground. But I want to show you my pepper plants. So these are some of them. The leaves are just like shredded up, but they are like, there's some good parts on them. So I'm just gonna leave them for right now. I'm not gonna panic too much about them. At first I thought it was a rabbit chewing it, but then I realized that it was the hail, because there is some other plants that have that damage and the rabbits can't get in there. So yeah, like that's, some of the leaves got like completely taken off. This bed right here gets the majority of the brunt because you can see that this is the first thing that gets hit and most of our wind comes that way. But I'm honestly not gonna worry about it because again, a long growing season and they will have time to come back. As long as we just don't keep getting hailstorms, we'll be good. Let's go and look at the side garden because I want to show you guys what my broccoli looks like. So we have a couple of peas that are getting flowers. I did suffer some damage on my peas. Some of them broke in half. My lettuce is doing absolutely amazing. But look at, you can see in there, got some broccoli heads forming and the cabbages are doing really, really well. And then we also have some kohlrabi bulbs starting to form. But yeah, see, like it just ripped, like that leaves, ripped the leaves right off of it. So I still have a garden, so I'm not gonna worry too much about it. My beets are down there, they're doing terrific. And like the lettuce beds, my lettuce is just going crazy right now, which is salad time. It's so exciting. The other reason that I'm kind of not super concerned about my pepper plants is because I have a whole bunch of extra pepper plants left over. I do have them listed for sale locally, but I have some available if I need to plant them. I also have a couple of extra tomatoes and basil plants left over. So if need be, I have them, I can plant them. And that's my kale. My kale isn't doing terrific. And that I do think has to do with the soil. I think that has nothing to do with the kale itself. It's like, it's really, really slow growing, which is really weird because the broccoli got planted at the same time the kale did, and the broccoli is like just accelerating and the kale is really slow. So I think that that is a nitrogen issue that I'm actually having with that soil. With that kale, I have been actually giving it some fish emulsion, just feeding it once a week. And then plus, because we had those really good lightning storms are terrific for the garden. Whenever we get a lightning storm, it makes me happy. Don't like the hail and I don't like the wind, but I like the lightning. And the reason I like the lightning is because when you have that electricity charged like lightning, it infuses into the rain essentially, and that rain is just full of nitrogen. Hey guys, I'm editing and I got to the part where I'm trying to explain lightning and I'm not explaining it right at all. So I went online to get the exact definition of what I was trying to explain outside. So during a lightning strike, and I'm just going to read this off of the internet, this is what it says. During a lightning strike, there is enough electrical energy to separate the nitrogen atoms in the air. Once separated, they fall to the earth and combined with minerals in the soil to form nitrates that help the plant grow. While nitrates form naturally, lightning speeds up the process. So that's what I was trying to explain by the nitrogen combining with the air and the rain and it coming down and going in your plants. So that is more of a scientific explanation of it than what I was trying to, I don't know, spit out outside. All right, back to the video, which is very, very beneficial for your plant. So I love lightning storms. You'll notice too that after we get a really good lightning storm, your grass is like neon green almost, and it's because of all of that nitrogen that was in the rain. It just is hugely beneficial to everything. So never fear with lightning storms. They are amazing for your garden. Another thing I wanted to show you guys, and it's kind of hard to see now. I should go upstairs and show you, but if you see all of these little green patches on my yard, I don't know if you can see them very well on camera. You can see them right here. You see there. You notice the pattern? That is where we've had all the meat birds. Remember I told you, you do not need lawn fertilizer if you run meat birds on them, because that is after 2 weeks. 2 weeks after they had been on it. It is luscious, green, beautiful grass. It's so funny though, because you can tell exactly where they've been run. Meat birds are actually hiding right now, and I need to go and check on them. We have them hidden in here. So we have the meat birds in our shop. 2 nights ago, the second storm that came through that was really, really bad, we had to move them in here at 1:30 in the morning because the electric fence got ripped out of the ground. It was so windy. So in the middle of the lightning storm, I had to come out, turn the electric fence off quickly. Then I had to take the whole fencing down where it hadn't ripped out, and we had to move this whole chicken tractor in here, and they were on the other side of our property. Not fun, but they were like chest deep in water, so it was not going to be good for them. So we moved them in here. I am actually going to keep them in here until probably Monday. It's not ideal because they are on a concrete ground, which is not good, and plus it's not really bright in here. Like, I mean, we do have some sunroofs in here, but we don't have electricity in this shop, so they don't have any natural light right now, which is, again, it's not ideal for the way that we want to raise our poultry. But we're supposed to get some more storms coming Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So I gotta keep these guys in here because I cannot be moving this chicken tractor at 1:30 in the morning again. It is just, it was too much. Not when Steven has to get up in the morning and I have work that I have to get done in the morning also. It's just not ideal. And plus it is not good for these guys to have that amount of stress on them. So they're in here for the next couple of days. Once I see that the weather has kind of chilled out a bit, Mother Nature's kind of taken it easy, they'll go back outside as soon as possible because it's gonna get really stinky in here and really dirty. Let's go inside and get this milk put away and then get all of our goodies that we got today put away, and then we'll get started canning. So this is what I ended up picking up today. I got some of these gorgeous little sweet cherry tomatoes. I love these, they taste so good. I got a really nice head of lettuce, and I got some broccoli, and then I got 2 quarts of strawberries. So I'm gonna get these in the fridge. Well, not the tomatoes. I don't keep my tomatoes in the fridge. This weekend, I am probably gonna make a stir fry with this cabbage. Looking forward to it. I can't wait until my stuff all starts to grow. For today's canning, we are going to make some teriyaki sauce. So excited. I am excited because I have been looking forever for a recipe for teriyaki sauce. We love chicken teriyaki. We love teriyaki sauce on pork. It is delicious. And I have just not been able to find a recipe for it, but I did find one. And the thickener in it is clear gel. So it is canning safe because we're not using a cornstarch, we're not using an arrowroot, we'll be using some clear gel. I purchased this in bulk at my local Amish store. I believe that if you order from Azure Standard, I think they have clear gel there as well. Most grocery stores should have it. I'm not sure if Walmart would carry it or not. I've only ever found it at the Amish. So we're gonna can up a teriyaki sauce today. Now this recipe makes, how many does it make? 4 half-pint jars. I typically would double this recipe, but I've never had it before, and I don't wanna make too much of it if it is not a sauce that we're gonna like. I'm pretty sure it is, just kind of based on what the ingredients look like. But to be on the safe side and not waste stuff, we're only gonna can the 4 half pints. If it is good, then I will definitely come back and double this because like I said, I love to have teriyaki sauce on hand. And to be able to find a canning safe recipe, that is just one more condiment that I can put on my canning shelf and in my pantry that I don't have to buy at the grocery store, which makes my heart happy. I will also take a up-close photo of this for you guys. This is the map I was telling you about with my local Amish. I am also going to post this over on my Instagram page. Again, if you are wanting to come to our area and kind of check out our local Amish markets, because they are just great. Like, I love them. And especially when the season really gets going, they have excellent deals on their bulk produce. That is where, if something is not doing well in my garden, that is where I go. And that one store, the last one that I went to, they actually have a discount section. They did it today because it's just opening week, but they usually have a discount section on one part of their store where it's all discounted vegetables and fruit because they're not the most prettiest looking ones. They may have bug bites in them. Anyways, that's where I normally go. So I will leave this for you guys. And again, if you want to go over to my Instagram page, I will also have that posted there. So I am going to get some jars heated up now. Okay, so I actually took a minute and went upstairs and had some lunch and edited the first part of this video. I am going to include that little map at the very end of the video. That way, you guys can, like I said before, take a little screenshot of it. Plus, I wanted to get my glass jars in that water heater and kind of get them a little bit hot so that we don't have to wait for that to heat up. We can just kind of get the project going. It is very hot outside. I forgot what humidity felt like. And as soon as, it was like crazy because as soon as those storms hit, it like brought all the humidity back, and it's like not even that bad right now, and I know that it is going to get a lot worse. We have very humid summers here, but yeah, it's reminded me of why I wear my hair up a lot in the summer, because I got curly hair. You can't tell because it's brushed out right now, but I have very curly hair and it likes to get very big in the humidity. Let's get started on this canning project. So what we're going to make today is some canned teriyaki sauce. I've never tried this recipe before because, like I said, I've been searching for years for a teriyaki recipe and we finally found one. So we're gonna get this canned up. I'm not, as I said before, I'm not gonna be doing a lot because I've never tried this recipe and I really don't want to make too much of it and have us not like the sauce at all. So what we're gonna use is a stainless steel pot. If you guys watched my chocolate canning video, I made chocolate sauce. I will link that video up here for you guys or in the video description. And the description said to use a small pot. Well, I used a small pot and you really should have used a large pot because it boils. So we're gonna use a large pot today so that when we do get boiling, because this recipe does have sugar in it, and I know once sugar gets hot and boiling, it likes to bubble up a lot. So we're gonna use a large pot just to avoid any type of spills or cleanups that we will have to do. So to our large pot, we are gonna add all of our ingredients but the clear gel. So this recipe calls for 2 cups of soy sauce. I'll show you what I'm using. I'm just going to use this kind. It does say that you can use a wheat free option, like a gluten-free option of soy sauce if you'd like. The recipe does not mention if you can use coconut aminos or a substitute for soy sauce. It just says soy sauce on it. So I don't know if you would substitute it, if it would still be canning safe. If you know, you can definitely leave that in the comments for anybody that is watching this video, and you know for sure that it would be fine if you substituted it for something else. Please leave that in the comments, because that would be very helpful, because I myself am unsure about that. So then what we have to add next is 2 cups of light brown sugar. Get my bear out of there. These things are amazing for keeping your brown sugar fresh. I love them. I might actually have to make some more brown sugar. And I think I do have a video showing you guys how I make brown sugar. It's super easy. You just add molasses to white sugar and then just beat it up, and then you have brown sugar. And it does not say whether it needs to be packed or what. So we're doing a light pack on this. So 2 cups, that's 1 cup. And then we need 1 cup of white vinegar. This is what I am using for the vinegar. It just looks dark because I had the soy sauce in there. So I'll add that 1 cup to here. And then we need 2 tablespoons of bottled lemon juice or lime juice. I'm gonna use this stuff. It does specify bottled, so they do not recommend using freshly squeezed lemons for canning recipes. Okay, and then the next thing we need to add is 4 tablespoons of fresh ginger. You can chop this finely or you can grate it. I have my frozen ginger here. We are just gonna grate it into this pot. Okay, now we are going to get this pot onto the stove, and we are going to turn it on to a medium low. Actually, I lied, we're gonna turn it on to a medium high. Just reading the recipe here. So it says to bring it to a boil over medium high heat, and then once it is boiling, we have to lower the heat to a simmer, and then we have to cook it on a simmer for 20 minutes. But there is a step that we have to come back and do in the last 2 minutes of the cooking process, and we'll get there. So let's get this coming to a boil. We have this to a boil now, so I am going to turn it down to a simmer, and then I'm gonna set the timer for 20 minutes now. So this has about 5.5 more minutes left. While that was simmering, I actually made some brown sugar. I got some tea concentrate ready. What I do in the summer months is I always have unsweet tea in the fridge. So I have one of these really cool, a 1-gallon drink dispenser. And so what I do is I take that tea concentrate, I pour it into that dispenser, and then I just top it off with cold water. And then that's just iced tea in the fridge. Now, if you want a sweet tea, you can add sugar to that. You would add it to the concentrate when it is still warm, so the sugar would dissolve, and then you would add it into the thing and then top it with water. But I do not like sweet tea. I like fruit tea, which is really, really good. And I'm actually gonna show you guys how to make it. Not today, but it is on my to make list. I love fruit tea, but I don't like sweet tea. I know, I live in the South, I know. I like unsweet tea. So I like to keep that in the fridge. I'm keeping an eye at the time, because when it reaches the 2 minutes, we have to take 2 tablespoons of this mixture out, and then we need to put it into a bowl, like a smaller bowl, and then we need to add 2 tablespoons of our clear gel to this liquid and whisk it all up. So let's get ready now to do that. So let's take 2 tablespoons of this mixture out. Okay, if you take a little bit more out, we'll get that back onto the heat. And then we're gonna take our clear gel. Again, this is what we're using instead of an arrowroot or cornstarch. It is a thickening agent. It looks almost exactly like arrowroot or cornstarch. It's the canning safe version of it. So we're just gonna whisk this, and we're gonna get it to be completely clear. We don't want any lumps in it. So now we need to get the heat turned back up to a medium. And then we need to add this into the pot. and we need to whisk it in. So the recipe then states that you have to whisk it until it gets thick. And at this point, I had just added it and it was already starting to get thick for me. And I picked the world's smallest whisk to be doing this. Switch them out. I'm gonna grab our hot jars out of here. I'm also gonna get this off the heat. It's done. I heated up 6 jars. The recipe says it only makes 4, but I always like to have extra jars heated up. So we're gonna scoop this in. You don't want this like super, super thick. It is at the perfect consistency right now. And we're gonna leave a 1/4 inch headspace. So almost right to the top. I may have actually gotten this a little bit too thick, because I think I'm only gonna get 2.5 jars. So we need to make sure we're cleaning the rims off really good, and I'm just gonna use a white vinegar on a rag and just clean them off. But I only got 2.5 jars. Like this one is not at a 1/4 inch. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna run it through the water bath canner anyways, but I am not going to put it on my shelf. I am actually going to put it into my refrigerator and then get it used up. Because it doesn't have the safe amount of headspace that it calls for, I don't want to risk it, put it on my shelf and then have too much oxygen in there, because the oxygen is what causes mold to grow and bacteria. So you need to make sure that you're abiding by the headspace rule when canning. So let's get these rims cleaned off. I want to give it a quick debubble. I know it's a liquid, but it is pretty thick, and I want to make sure there's no air bubbles kind of trapped at the bottom of it. So I'm just going to quickly debubble it. Now we've got that clean, so we're gonna put the lid on it, and then we are gonna tighten this to fingertip tight. And the reason that you want to make sure that you're cleaning the rims really good is because if you have any like sticky product on the rim of the jar and you put that other like metal lid on top, it can actually compromise the seal. You wanna make sure that you're getting that completely clean so that you have nothing inhibiting the rubber from kind of sealing, or the jar to seal. I don't know all the right terminology. I just know that you don't want guck on the jar because it prevents it from sealing correctly. That's how I translate that. All right, let's get our 2.5 jars into our hot water here. Again, we had a hot jar because we had hot liquid, so we're putting it into a hot water bath canner. Lid put on here, and then we're gonna wait for that to come to a full rolling boil. And let's see how long we have to boil this for. So once it is at a full rolling boil, you need to start the timer for 15 minutes. After 15 minutes, we're gonna take it off the heat, take the lid off, and let it rest for another couple minutes. I usually let it go 5 minutes, and then we will take the jars out and we'll set them on a towel on the table, and we're not gonna touch them. We're not gonna do anything for 12 to 24 hours. That way we can ensure that they get a good seal on them. So we're just gonna wait for that to come to a boil. And my tea concentrate's actually ready, so I'm gonna get that put into that gallon jar. So if you were adding sugar, you would add it to here, and then you would dissolve it into this hot liquid, but I'm not, again, I don't like sweet tea. I'm gonna add this to here, and then I'm gonna go over to my water filter, and I'm just going to get this all topped up with water, and then it just goes into the fridge, and then I have iced tea. So it's all filled up. Sometimes I like to add lemons into this also. It's really, really good when the lemons infuse into it. It makes it lemon iced tea. So that is all done. We got the sauce finishing. I still have to think of what I'm gonna make for dinner. I think I'm going to make I have a roast in the fridge defrosted. So I think what I'm gonna do is either a Mississippi pot roast in the Instapot, because that usually only takes like an hour and a half. So I might do that, or I might do like a tomato roast. I'm not sure. It's a new recipe that I found, and I kind of want to experiment to see if I can make it in the Instapot. So those are all done. I will leave the recipe linked for you guys below in the description for this teriyaki sauce. I wanted to let you know that next time I make this sauce, I'm actually going to make it with the liquid aminos. So I'll be able to tell you then if it works out or not. But again, I don't know if that is going to be canning safe. I wouldn't think that it would not be canning safe because it's pretty much the same concept as soy sauce. And if you can use a gluten-free one versus the regular one, I don't see why liquid aminos would not be replaceable. So I am gonna go and finish. I will come back later and show you guys once these are all done and once they're coming out of the canner. I want to thank you guys so much for coming along with me today. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you guys have a great day or night whenever you're watching this, and I will see you on the next video. Bye guys.